Ay, mantengo.
Brothers and sisters, if you're alive and breathing, we are back to conquer another day, another year, and another decade. As I always say, I always got to do things to maintain our spirit, our strength. What I always say, mind, body, and soul, see, hear, and feel. And that last one, psyche, 7 senses. I will probably say that every podcast, if not every other podcast. And why do we focus on those 7 senses, mind, body, and soul, see, hear, and feel, and the psyche? Because of the experiences we have learned. That's brother, sister, young or old, whether past or current, A lot of us have went through different experiences, but as far as melanated brothers and sisters, the same experiences, if you know what I mean. And that's why I honor thy ancestors, those who fought hard, brother or sister. That was a general that got a lot of us in the place, in the space that we are in. I will never forget that. And be thankful for the gift of autonomy, And this is a new word for my vocabulary. When you're on this walk and you're following a righteous journey, you'll be amazed what that great divine will put in your path and Mother Nature. And along the way, Father Time. Because when we're good to ourselves and we're good to others, along with the mistakes we might make in the human errors, but if we have a righteous heart, brother and sister, young or old, it won't be no real bad errors. And because when we stay as righteous as we can possibly be, really live it, not just saying it, we'll miss a lot of drama, and we'll be able to, our heightened senses of awareness that we have come upon and we have gotten better at and practice at, it will highlight toxicity around us, whether it's in person, place, or thing. And as I always say, keep living, brother or sister, young or old, and you'll see. And it doesn't always have to be a deep spiritual thing. Just keep living. When you begin to open your eyes and don't always believe lies, as long as you're healthy, mind, body, and soul, nothing wrong with you, and you take the time to focus and study on things, read, step into that brilliant part of our brain, that help us create good situations and miss drama in situations. And that's where autonomy comes into play. And we begin to have righteous tunnel vision. And when we start setting those principles and we start living by them, and we have done it for a long time, nothing will break us from the mission, righteous mission in our lives, whether it's depending on what kind of mission it is. We're all on different roads, different lives, different missions. But we talk about righteous missions. We ain't talking about no bad manipulation, undermining, just being the rightest brother we can possibly be. Because like I always say, that's where we start. And everything else will follow in place. Because when we do our best, the higher force, Mother Nature, will do the rest. Just keep living. You'll see, Step into the unknown, and you will be in your best self. You will be a general, brother or sister, young or old. But it takes studying, takes practicing, and staying away from toxicity, as I said, person, place, or thing. Most of the time, it's entities connected to the person, because in these times, I'm not trying to make myself look like I'm better than nobody, but in these times, a lot of individuals don't know themselves. It's unfortunate, but it's a reality. And I could say that because I too at one time was in a learning process decades ago, though, just wasn't aware of things as of myself, the other things, but when you finally come into your own self and you're thinking for yourself, it's the most powerful thing. the most therapeutic thing you could ever do for oneself. I don't care what nobody say. Because once you know yourself and you love yourself, you tell me what can stop you. And you got that higher force in there with you, you know, because everything comes from that greater creator through our psyche to our soul. So again, like you hear me say many times on this channel, if we can control what comes into our psyche, we can be the strongest brothers and sisters in the world. And I mean that. You focus on your psyche. You study on things, all the feelings, things that come in, things that we hear from person, place, or thing. We study it. And how do we come to this conclusion of studying things and paying attention to things that come into our psyche? Autonomy, baby. Autonomy. The gift of autonomy. When you're able to, you know, we listen to opinions and things on the outside because there are some things on the outside that can help us to be positive. But most of it, I would say 80 to 90%, maybe even 95% of things that we need to keep our mental strong is going to come from where? What do we all say? Deep, deep, deep within. Because once you get within and get to it, man, and you go months, years, decades without getting mixed up in drama, that's when you will start seeing things, you know, and it's not impossible, you know. It all comes back to what? How we are as an individual, how strong we are, how willing, how you know, suffer righteously. I said that on the podcast. And it's been a lot of individuals, I'm sure, like me and many others. Not saying that, I'm just speaking hypothetically. You know, it's a lot of those out there, brother or sister, maybe young or old, you know, wherever you are, those that suffering righteously. Your time is now. You know, you have put in the work, you have gave love, you have given, you haven't, you know, stomped on anybody, you haven't tried to do nobody wrong, not intentionally, you know. You own up to your mistakes. You are accountable for things. You don't think you better. Those like that, brother or sister, that have suffered righteously through everything, whether it's been years, months, a few days, and you know you're right in your heart and you keep pushing through, Great Divine is going to bless you or bless you. Trust me. Great Divine loves positive energy. You think Great Divine loves negative energy? So those that like I said, are healthy, mind, body, and soul, and pretty strong within their system and have sense, you know, but chooses to be toxic or manipulative and, you know, insults people intelligence. If you're that kind of individual, you don't think karma's gonna come back on that ass, you know? And you know, I've been there, done that. So something that Great Divine, that gift will give us as a brother and sister. We'll know when to respond and when not to respond. I'm talking about whatever situation it is. If it's relationship, friendship, something in the world, you know, just in general, you know, you learn that good old discernment we talk about. You know, some things are not even worth our energy because we got to stick to the mission, right? And we got to have that righteous tunnel vision. It's the most beautiful thing, and you work on that tunnel vision. And we have tunnel vision we don't see shit that's coming at us that's toxic. We only see building. We only see love. We only see, you know, wanting to lift others and teach and wanting to learn ourselves and find out ways to get even stronger than we already are. And we step into powerful, greater, you know, always looking to do better and rise above and beyond anything petty, because anything petty is like a negative magnet. It'll keep us grounded. We grounded spiritually, but not grounded negatively. You know, we got to rise above and fly up, because you can't see shit down low. You got to be up high, you know, up there where that Great Divine is, Mother Nature, you know, out into the universe. We can get that far. Our mind can go in places, and ourselves, our mind, body, and soul, we can do whatever we want to do. I'm talking about righteously, you know. We have that power, you know. Once we tap in, you know, there's no turning back. It just all depends on what we do with it when we're aware that we have it, and that's brother or sister. Because unfortunately, some have gifts and use it for manipulation. I wouldn't say gifts, but things that Great Divine gives us, abilities we have, you know. It's unfortunate. Some people use it divinely. Some people use it for evil, and it's unfortunate. So those that use it for evil and sneaking and all that, you're wasting your time. You know, those of us with a heightened self-awareness and have been studying human behavior. We see you, but we are stronger than that. We are bigger than that. We are wiser than that. We have a mission to continue on, to march on, things coming at us at all angles, So that's why we can't let negative shit ground us and keep us stuck. We got to stick to the mission because we don't know what's coming down the road, but that great divine Mother Nature knows what's coming down the road. But if you're righteous, brother or sister, young or old, in your gut, great things are going to come. So for those that still stuck in that petty mindset, I feel sorry for you because you're just going to be in a perpetual state of chaos. And I want to read a little summary of autonomy. And it's a beautiful thing if you're able to have it. If you can shield yourself away from person, place, or thing for a little while, get those moments of solitude. Sometimes I say pockets of solitude. No, get as much solitude as you can, because when you take time to think to oneself and this brother or sister, young or old, in our families, children, if you are there mentally and you're fortunate to have time to oneself, appreciate those times, cherish those times, because those times to ourselves, when we think and we are real to the pit of our souls, those are vital. Those are pivotal moments in our lives. Because again, when we meditate, take time away from all the noise, it'll help us to deal with situations, whoever we are, wherever we are, it'll help us, whatever situation we is. When we come to our own, to ourselves, and talk to that higher force, really talk to that force. Even close your eyes, to the pit of our soul, and talk and think, meditate, we'll be able to create solutions for challenges and come up with results. That's when we get those answers and those results. We take time to ourselves, not antisociable, not staying away from people, but just moments in our time, those pivotal moments in our lives. That's when we take the time to ourselves. Then God, the real God, will come into us and highlight those who are toxic, person, place, or thing. And and we take a moment, and it will give us the gift of figuring out what move to make next, without jumping off an emotion. We have an emotion, but we can control them, and stick to what's important and not what our flesh feel, Damn the flesh. You'll hear me say that. The flesh ain't shit. Never listen to the flesh. And the flesh could be lusting or want us to be enraged or trigger us on something, anything. A lot of times the flesh is always up to no good. So always listen to that divine spirit within. A lot of us know this, but some don't, unfortunately. So I'm going to read this little summary of autonomy. And it's beautiful if you're able to have it. If you're able to have private moments to oneself, brother or sister, be thankful, because it's a privilege, to be able to connect to that higher force, because not everybody connects, it's not an easy thing to go into. You really have to step into the unknown, and not be afraid, and just step into it, brother or sister. Salute my generals, leaders, and teachers with a student spirit. All right, it's just a small summary I want to read. Autonomy, in its simplest sense, autonomy is about a person's ability to act on his or her own values and interests. Read it again. Autonomy is about a person's ability to act on his or her own values and interests. In other words, self-value. Don't need validation from the outside world. And I can admit that I don't think I've ever looked for validation on the outside, but there was a time when I kind of didn't have a purpose. This has been decades. This is a while ago now. This ain't recent. This has been decades ago. I didn't know what my purpose was. Always been positive, but just didn't really have I guess I didn't really have direction. But now one has direction and know what one wants and what the purpose, not wants, know what one needs. Then the righteous wants will come, brother, sister, young or old. So, and it's just, when you when you connect to the higher force, it's like getting a needle straightened up. God will straighten us up. Real God now, not that false God. It will get us on point if we take time, especially times to ourselves, and listen, and have our mind and our pineal gland, as we always mention, and God will just come right on in and give us the answers. But the answers, it got to hit more than just our head. It's got to get to our soul. It's got to hit them chakras all through our body, even through the, like I said, suffer righteously. You suffer righteously, you always come through a winner in everything. And it's small victories, big victories. You just got to stick to the mission, have righteous tunnel vision, and just let that higher force just lead the way, because once you connect, once you start seeing signs and synchronicities, and it's real, and you see things that's unexplainable and they keep happening, that's that great divine just getting more and more powerful. And the more and more that great divine gets powerful in us, the more powerful we will become. And we won't care what person, place, or thing thinks, says, does, because it's all about what? The mission. And what mission is that? Righteous mission. Educate those, lift up those, and give off when you feel inspired, give off that good energy, and because energy, like I said, negative energy can cost you, positive energy is free. So why not share, especially if it's coming from a place of realization, real talk, because it's a beautiful thing when you finally get to that state, brother or sister. And I think I said this at the beginning of the podcast, but I want to say it again, if I didn't, I'm going to say it anyway. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whatever time zone you're in. I don't know if I said that already, but I wanted to say it. Because the best downloads are in the morning, brothers and sisters. And I've had my rest, and have I said on past podcasts, when you get your rest, when you're charged up, when you're rested up, that's when that great divine will drop those downloads in us. And those downloads could be knowledge, could be something inspirational. It could be an answer for a solution that you're dealing with, so you can come up with a result. And in the morning time is usually when it's the most quiet. That's when God speaks in the morning. That's when the God can speak the most, because as the day goes on, everybody wakes up. It's too much noise. Everybody going to school and working and in a job and and you got social media and bling, 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 bling. So that's why we get up in the morning, brother or sister, young or old, gather our thoughts and exercise the gift of autonomy and start having those thoughts to ourselves before we get up out through the world. And, because all these influences, there's so many things pulling on us out here. So that's why it's important. That's why God, those that are divine or chosen, most of us, we get most of our inspiration. Sometimes we wake right up out of our sleep at 3 a.m, or I say between 3 and 5, and wake up with thoughts and ideas and creativities. It just comes out of nowhere. I'm sure there are those that experience that, because I experience it. Because our mind, those who are looking to be positive and lift those and research and always exploring, our minds are always going. We're always thinking. Ideas are always running through our head. That's that great divine. That great divine has so many gifts for us. Talents and abilities, stuff that we don't even know that's in our subconscious. That's why we take those times and go within. That's why you hear so many of us say that, because that's where those creative ideas and results for solutions will come up. If you're in a righteous space and you ain't in a toxic space and you're looking to do good, through everything. You have love, you have regular love, but then you have tough love. All those, you begin when you learn the gift of autonomy and you try your best to be a righteous brother or sister. You start sidestepping a lot of bull, a lot of drama, when you begin to study, human nature for oneself, as well as others, because I always say you assess yourself before you assess others. So it won't come off as you judging, so you won't have the wrong judgment, because we're human. Sometimes we're going to make mistakes, but most of us that have a heightened self-awareness, we know ourselves. So mistakes don't bother us, if we fumble or say the wrong word or something incorrect. Once we get to that state, we are the most powerful brothers and sisters in the world. And that's young or old. I'm telling you, when you don't care, and I mean don't care righteously, and you have suffered righteously, I'm telling you, stick to the mission. Great divine will do the rest. Because, man, those that have struggled, always do some introspection. Think of all of the great things that great divine has pulled you through. So those of us that are soldiers, that are generals out here, we're not soldiers anymore. We're generals now. We have elevated. We all are here. I say this from time to time. We are here for a reason. Because great divine doesn't do coincidences. Everything is of a divine order if you pay attention and focus. And how do we get this focus? How do we stick to the mission? How do we have righteous tunnel vision? Well, it all comes down to how strong we are in our mind, body, and soul, and how strong our psyche is. Are we able to take constructive criticism? Are we able to take accountability for things we might have been wrong in? I'm talking for oneself too. Remember, self-therapy. This is things that we do when we meditate and we are by ourselves. We work out stuff, we reason with oneself, be honest with oneself. We do this so we can keep those righteous, positive things in our subconscious so we can harbor it, because, like I say from time to time, whatever we harbor inside, great divine or the universe would draw it out. But that also goes for positive energy, not always bad, positive or negative. It just depends on what we think about the most, and autonomy can help with this. We have to have our own thinking, make sure we don't get to a point where we think we know everything. Take everything as it comes. We learn, you know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, we'll be centered. We always stay centered, just got to stay on point, and do things that make us happy, make us laugh, enjoy crafts we like, whatever we love, righteously, when you're having a challenge, do something you love, or if you're feeling, I won't say feeling down, but if you're feeling concerned or feeling some way about something, do something for somebody else and show some love to somebody else, even in the mix of a storm. That's when that higher force will bless us or bliss us. When you bless someone else, even when you're not feeling blessed, that's the most beautiful thing in the world to me. When you bliss or bless someone when you don't even feel blessed. You don't think that great divine is going to bless you double for that? Because I've experienced this. Real talk. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you, brothers and sisters, a little story. Now, I'm sure a lot of brothers and sisters that are divinely connected and have seen synchronicities and signs and have seen unexplainable things know what I'm talking about. So, now, I talked about the homeless before and how I've given money and sometimes I've had it, stuff like that. But this one particular time, this brother, I forget what podcast I talked about it, but I gave him some money. I was on my way to work one day and I was going to my car and I gave him $5, and because he was telling me how somebody had dogged him out and stuff, and he was a good dude, it was a brother. So, and I gave him $5 and I actually gave him some money a couple times I saw him. And I talked about how I would have forgot my wallet if that brother wouldn't have stopped me. It was weird. It was a divine moment. So because of him, I remember my wallet, went upstairs and got it, because it would have been an inconvenience if I wouldn't have got it. So I will never forget that. See, that's one of those acts. When you just do good deeds straight from your heart, you'd be surprised what that higher force will have for you, brother or sister, young or old. Real talk. And I know a lot of you have experienced this. So, and I gave him 2 weeks later, fast forward 2 or 3 weeks later, after I gave that gentleman that $5, I found that same $5 laying on the ground, right in the very, very spot that gentleman was standing. Now, what do you think? What do you think about that? You think that was divine? You think that was coincidental? No. I meant to say, did you think that was a coincidence? No. That was divinely connected. That was something. I'm telling you, great divine higher force, the real God, not that false God, is clever. It's just clever. Sometimes it just shows us sometimes that being exists, if you're paying attention, so that was one divine moment. And I was at the grocery store yesterday. This is another divine moment. And as I came out the store, I was putting the cart back. I went to Aldi's grocery store, and two young sisters were selling some glasses. Then they're like glasses with sayings on them. Like one said King on it, the other one said I think it was Boss Lady or something like that. And they had some glasses out there, and and you know, their parents were there too. They wouldn't just stand out there panhandling and they just selling the product. And it was nice product, like glasses. They had it in the little box and it was wrapped up. So I went on ahead and bought it, you know. And there was two of them. And they said, if you don't have, and they were so adorable. It's like it'd make your heart melt. So you know, of course I was gonna support them, and they were black. You know, of course I'm gonna support them. So. And they said, if you don't have 15, you can give it to us. And no, I'll give y'all 15, you know. So I went on ahead and bought them. That was a golden moment. And I even asked them, I said, y'all parents out here now? She said, yeah, my parents. They was like, my parents right in the car. I said, okay. And gave them the money and stuff and went on to my van and, you know, got in and came on home or whatever. So came to work that day. And I swear, the customers just been, you know, I get tips on my job. And I swear, it's like, the customers just been throwing me money left and right. Got $20 from a customer 2 days in a row. Do you think that's a coincidence? No. That's what I'm saying. When we put things out to the universe, they will come back. But we have to pay attention because sometimes we just do things randomly or we think things happen randomly and it's just a random thing. No. A lot of time it's that higher force showing us that it appreciates the good energy that we're giving out or we're blessing someone even when we don't feel blessed sometimes. But not that I don't feel blessed, but just hypothetically. And this happened 2 days in a row, you know, and they just, you know, they gave me $20, gave the server $20. And I'm telling you, that's not coincidence. So, and that's just many divine moments I've had. I've had many, you know, and, you know, a lot of us, it's not just me, a lot of us do good deeds that the world don't even know about. And those are the times, brothers and sisters, when you'll get gifted the most. That's when you'll get blessed or blessed the most. When you are doing good deeds, when nobody don't even know it. When you do the right thing, even when nobody sees it, that's the most beautiful thing in the whole wide world. And that's where it comes to that. That's where it comes to that autonomy. And that's where you have those moments. And you think about it. Not only do we think about things we have to take care of in situations, but even divine moments, special moments like that, meditate about it. See why it happened. You know, it's a greater world out there, a spiritual world that none of us can see. Some of us have tapped into it. And I'm telling you, it's not weird. You just have to open your mind and see. And that great divine will pour in all kind of blessings and blessings. Real talk. For you, brother, sister, your family. Because it won't just pour in blessings or blessings to those who are righteously or chosen or divine. It will also bless those that they are connected to. Because that's what that great divine wants. That's what Mother Nature wants. And what I always say, that higher force loves positive energy. So of course it's going to love those who are pushing out righteous energy. Because righteous energy is what keeps the world stable. It's less work for that higher force when those are righteous, you know? Because I always say, put yourself in God's shoes. Real God now, not that false God. Put yourself in God's shoes. Would you want to be God? Think about it. You know, millions and trillions and billions and the count. There's countless of energies that force have to watch over. That's why I appreciate it. So think of all the billions and trillions of energies and entities and people and person and place and all these things, the universe, man, that God has to watch over. So you bet you are privileged. We are privileged. We are blessed or blessed if God has chosen us. Real talk. Because look at all the things they have to sift through to get to us. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy, you know, being connected to that higher force. It's a process, you know, and you have to understand it. And you can't think things are weird. Step into that unknown. And that's brother or sister. And when we have autonomy, man, those moments to ourselves, that's when we'll connect. Real talk. And then we will have righteous tunnel vision. And guess what? We will stick to the mission, the righteous mission. And that mission is uplifting the world, you know, having an impact on the culture and humanity. Because that's my purpose now. Now that I know one's purpose is to change the world in any way I can. And I always say, we start with ourselves, our children, our family, and we work our way out. And we just keep going. Of course, there's going to be obstacles along the way. But the more connected we become with that great divine, brother or sister, our discernment will be off the charts. Real talk, if they not already. So just stick with it. Stick to this mission, because the great divine ain't done yet. You know what I'm saying? The higher force, Mother Nature, just getting started. So keep, learn the art of autonomy, the gift of it. It's not easy to come by. Study oneself on the daily. Listen to those thoughts that come in through our psyche. Keep ourselves cleansed the best way we can. And stick to this mission. There's no such thing as giving up to a righteous general, brother or sister. So that's my thought. And thank those that's been coming in and listening. And my son, me and my son had a podcast a couple of days ago, father and son discussion, and I put that in the end screen. I hope those that haven't listened, hope you come in and listen to it. If you have been listening, thank you. Current subscribers, new subscribers, anybody that view, I appreciate you. Because we do this for the higher force, so we can give to the culture, give to the humanity, wherever we are. Don't ever think that we're small. Those that maybe have a small platform like me, it's okay. Remember, we got righteous brothers and sisters, they got big platforms. So, we just band together and we all grow. We all part of this righteous tree. I don't care. We can't get stuck on our own feelings, because Great Divine has something great for all of us. It's more than just this subscribers and likes. Let's go above and beyond this shit. Real talk. It's about reaching those and changing lives. That's what it's about. So just wanted to put that out there. And like I said, I thank those that's been listening. And keep looking for me and my son, my 27-year-old Lord Lamont. Check out his music he got on here called Slaves, and a song me and him did called Breathe, and other songs on my channel. Go on there. I got him, thank that Great Divine that, he put that brilliance in one, as well as many others, like in my family and other brothers and sisters. Go on our platforms and check us out. Anybody, anybody that's brilliant and that's real from the pit of their soul, be thankful, and that's brother or sister. Listen to these teachers out here. We got some good brothers and sisters out here. I'm gonna keep that in mind. Keep that family spirit, no matter what. The more things try to come at me, I'm just gonna get that much more powerful, righteously. Never gonna stop lifting and raising, staying on this mission. So I can, lift those that listen to me and change lives, brother or sister, young or old. So that's my thought. And I honor my family. I honor your family. Man, reachers and teachers that's out there doing their thing, brother or sister. Man, don't stop. Don't stop. Great Divine, just getting started. And I honor my family. I honor your family. I honor my children, their mothers, brothers and sisters all over the world. May you please keep that ultimate peace in your part of the world and see no toxicity. Keep that righteous tunnel vision. And as I said, stick to this mission, righteous mission. Salute.